Calling all beings. Calling all beings.
Welcome back to Calling All Beings, ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you a very special show with a very special man this evening, if you know what I'm talking about. It was very, very difficult to get this man on the show. Another Pisan of mine, another Italian guy. But it was very, very difficult to get him on here. In order to do this, I had to make him an offer he couldn't refuse. You know, on the streets, they call this guy Nicky Haircuts. But what I can tell you with a high degree of confidence is that you mess with this guy, he's going to cut more than just your hair, if you know what I'm talking about. So please, in the best tradition of Calling All Beings, party people, put your hands together like this. I want you to put your hands above your head and put them together for none other than my brother, Nick Rocco.
How we doing, everybody?
I want to get an amen in this joint for Nick Rocco. You know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Oh, the hype. I love it.
What is up, brother?
How we doing?
All right, man. You see what's going on right here?
I do. I like it.
I want you to know that is not going to stop me from coming to your shop to get a haircut.
Hey, I can work with that.
Can you do this?
I
mean, it might only require something that makes a certain noise.
Yeah.
And maybe not, but I want to come to your shop and get a haircut if that's okay with you, sir.
Yeah, I do. I do women and men. So it's where are you? Are you South Shore, North Shore?
No, I'm a New Yorker by birth. I went to Dean College, so that's my connection to Massachusetts.
Gotcha.
In Franklin.
Okay.
You heard of Dean College? He's like, no.
No, I've heard of Dean. Yeah. Never been, but I've heard of it.
Oh, we did a Dean College roundtable on here because Esty and Boozy Booty both went to Dean College.
Yep.
And Peter Murphy introduced me to a woman named Terry. She's a standout warrior named Terry Robbins. She was on the board at Dean for 29 years. I found out by accident last weekend they named a building after her at Dean. And she's one of us.
Wow.
Right? So anyway, I'm in Colorado. That's where I live now. So you know what I do for a living. But anyway, I'm here in Colorado. But I'm going to be flying to Boston the 28th of March for the national standout and all that. So maybe I'll book a haircut. So
the 28th, so like kind of right before the trial. Right.
Yes.
Before they stop picking the jury.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the beginning of March 5th is a big day. We have the federal hearing for her appeal. So that's a big day too.
Wow. That would be, I mean, like for me, I'm going to come on Friday. I have to leave on Sunday and get back. I only have so much I can leave that I can take from my job, which if I didn't tell you about it, I'll tell you offline. But anyway, but I'm really happy I'm going to get to spend 3 days there, go to 2 standouts, have a little meal, food, and maybe even
haircut.
Yeah. So
I mean, what's his name? Auntie Deb there is supposed to be coming in for her perm, but she's slacking on raising $5,000. So if anybody who's watching this, her next live, if you guys want to see Jimmy get a perm, which I don't do, I do not do perms, but I'm going to do it if he can raise $5,000. I think he was close to $3,000. But he needs to get to the 5. That was the deal. If he raises $5,000, I'll do the perm. And we'll stream it live. We'll have a good time, but he needs to get there. He's slacking. So, if in next live show, help him get there, guys, so we can get Auntie Deb a perm.
Well, that sexy beast is going to be on next week after Jen Altman's going to be on the 20. I think it's Karen's birthday, and then
I think
26th, and so we're going to do a fundraiser. I just spoke with Bia. Bia is at whatever event they're having today. She's sitting with Jen Altman and Meredith, so we're going to have a Karen fundraiser on the 26th.
Yep.
And then Auntie Deb will be on the 28th, I believe. So
I might have to join in that show and talk some shit to him.
You were invited. So
I think they're all at the or I don't know if it's over now, but it was the blanket making fundraiser. Yeah.
Yes, that's where
Brady put that together. She's a sweetheart. She does so much too as well. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I will say this, when this first started, I was kind of the only one that was, really pushing the fundraising and stuff like that. And then, Nurse Kim, Auntie Deb, Kathy O'Grady, a lot of these people stepped up to do their own things, just the YouTubers promoting her fund. Every penny really helps. And one thing that I think should be made clear is that I know people see that number and it shows $600 and something $1,000. That's not how much she has in that account. It should be lucky to have 50,000 in that account, maybe less. I'm not sure exactly the number, but that's just the total raised. That's not how much she has. So, it looks like a lot of money, but majority of that money was spent during, here he is.
Yeah, Jimmy!
You know what? Now I'm going to keep him crossed the whole show just for you. I'm not even going to do the Italian and start talking with my hands. I'm just did you know I was going to tee up the I had no idea.
How was my Godfather impression? Was it pretty
good?
It
was good. No, it was good.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah. See, Bia? See? Talk about my accents, baby. Yeah. How you like it? Nikki likes it. Funny, so
when I first started going on Core TV and talking, I tried to pronounce my R's, but I sounded like such a jackass doing it that Jenna was like, "You have to stop. Just talk normal." Because right. I wanted to sound a little more professional, so I started saying my R's, and it just sounded like such a force that I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just gonna talk how I talk.
Yeah, so I retired from the Air Force, and one of the cool things about being in that is people are there from all over the country, so you get every accent, and I love accents.
Yeah,
just love it. It's beautiful. It's regional. Even my own hometown, I did my hometown accent for Bia the other day, and she was kind of like, wow, it sounds kind of Pennsylvania almost, So I think accents are great. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Dr. Russell has her accent from what? She's been gone in LA for 20, 30 years now.
Yeah. And she was the first female. So I grew up in the North Shore. She was a cop in Malden, and she was the first female police officer for the city of Malden. And I don't know how far back that goes, but the fact that she was, the first female cop, and, she's been involved in the game for a long, long time, policing, medical stuff. So it's just amazing that Hank Brennan wants to sit here and basically try to shame her, shame everybody, the architects, yes. Everybody. He's gonna learn, I think, a lesson on Tuesday. Don't lie. He should not lie about what the defense has said and what they have, because they have the receipts for everything. And it's all going to come out. And you see people online saying, "Oh, Alan Jackson needs a lawyer. The defense team's in trouble." They heard one side. They heard a one-sided story. The defense hasn't been able to defend themselves yet. They're not worried. I would say if they were worried, the only worry is is that Judge Bev is unpredictable. They're not worried in the sense of they did anything wrong, because they didn't do anything wrong, and they're going to show the proof of that. The only concern is, what is Judge Bev going to do? Because she's been waiting. She has been waiting to pounce on that moment to take away Alan Jackson's. He's been to take away his, basically sanction him. Like, you're off the case. She's been waiting for the day. So when Tuesday comes around, it's gonna be a very, very interesting day. A lot of fireworks. Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, say hello to Mazza Medios here. Hello, Mazza.
What's up, Mazza? How we doing? He'll be he'll be at the dinner giveaway. He got invited, and LTL Media, Brian, he got invited as well. So they'll be there. So whoever does win the dinner giveaway, they'll have a chance to. I don't think they're gonna have chicken wings at the restaurant that they'll be at, but you'll be able to have a meal of food with Karen's parents, Karen herself, Mazza, and LTL as well. And there's always usually other guests that come. Sometimes Nathan, Kelly, some of our other family and stuff like that. So it'll be a good time. I did attend the last one. That was the first one that I attended, and it's just. You talk about the case, but it's just
yes. He wants to make sure that it has to be something other than wings. Okay, all right, fine.
Well, I think this restaurant you're gonna have to use a fork and knife. Whatever you do, eat. So it won't be hands food, that's for sure.
That Pisan. Who's the Pisan who wants wings, Nikki? What the hell are we talking about here? He wants wings. What are you gonna do with wings? The Don don't eat wings. You know what I'm talking about, Nick?
Oh yeah.
All right. Detective Mullins is here. Oh, there you go. So great job, everybody. You guys are just kicking ass in the chat right now. Thank you so much. Everybody, Stephanie's here. There's so many of you, but we got to get to, I want to find out about Nick. So if you guys will give me some grace, you know that I love you all and want to talk to you all. Our beautiful attorney right here. She's the official attorney, retired Massachusetts attorney, official attorney of Calling All Beings. Kicking AJ off the case.
I'm looking at my phone. I'm not being rude. I'm just checking because people are sending me messages that are still joining the giveaway.
Yeah, please do. So do I have the right scroll across the screen right there, Nick? Is that the right scroll?
Yeah, so you can donate it. You can donate it to freekarenreed.net. That brings you right to her defense fund instead of trying to type that in. freekarenreed.net, or you can send it to her Venmo as well.
Okay, here's Venmo. This is Karen's Venmo right there.
Yep.
Karen-Reed-1.
Yep.
Thank you to Sherry Dizzle, my mod, because she's the one who got me all the links. We also have the free Karen Reed is pinned to the top of the chat. You guys should be seeing that. Let me know if you don't see it, but the Karen Reed Defense Fund should be pinned to the top. And then we also have a PayPal here that you can use, which is at Karen Reed 921, or on Venmo, Karen-Reed-1.
Yes. Yep.
So there's that. And I'll scroll whichever one you want on here, Nick. Okay.
No, I mean, any one of them are fine.
Okay.
I would say probably, if anything, either the Venmo or just the defense fund is. I would put the Venmo one up just because the defense fund's easy. It's freekarenreed.net, $40 per entry. You got about until 7:30. I do have the wheel up and ready to go. So basically, as people do donate in, I'm not going to add you to the Facebook post, but you will be added to the wheel. So if you donate from this point on, you're not going to see your name on the Facebook post. But and then one other thing too that we just launched is the new Microdots, another limited edition shirt. I just posted that on the Justice Group page. That is the Dream Team shirt with all the attorneys' names on there. So that just got launched. It's T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and sweatshirts as well this time. So that'll be running for about 14 days. You can make sure you get some gear too as well.
Bob Alisi with the nice curly hair. What would you do with Bob Alisi's hair? It's kind of a Julius Caesar kind of a look going on with Robert Alisi. Huh?
Curly hair?
Yeah. Doesn't he have like kind of how would you describe Robert Alessi's hair? Curly, wavy?
I didn't know who you said.
Bob Alisi.
Yeah, I mean he's got it short on the sides. It's definitely a scissor cut on top for sure. But he actually, so he's out in New York, but I'm pretty sure he has some family around this area too that follow the case. Obviously, their dad is being the attorney. So you got people everywhere supporting her. But all right, let's do this.
All right. Yeah. I feel like he might need some help from you in the hair department. He's got something nice to work with. I think Bia's here. Is Bia here? I didn't see Bia. You guys let me know if Bia's in the chat, but well, I see her because I see Christina's giving her a shout out. So anyway, so Nick, obviously what I want to find out, because like my mod said to me, what do you know about Nick? What do you know about Nick? I'm like, I don't know anything about Nick. This is why I invited him to the show. I want to find out about Nick. Obviously, what I wrote in that blurb on YouTube about you is all I know about you, because I want to hear it from you. So if you would please tell me how you've come to become a justice warrior. How did this unfold?
So actually, the way this started was, so I've followed Turtle Boy, his Facebook pages and stuff for a while. I never really watched much of the content. I would see it here and there coming up on, my Facebook and all the ratchet stories. I definitely found them to be amusing. And one day, me and my wife were at Mohegan Sun for a cheerleading competition, and he walked by, and I looked. I'm like, I was like, I think that's Turtle Boy, and he stopped, and we said hello, and then that was in March of 2023, and at that point is when I started watching more of his stuff. So it was about, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before he launched the Karen Reed story. And once he launched the story, I caught interest to it, and I was like, what can I do? Like, how can I help her? And I wanted one of my clients actually told me to join the original Facebook group. So I did join that Facebook group, which obviously went to all hell. I think I'm still blocked from it, to be honest.
Okay.
But so I joined that Facebook group, and I was sitting in my salon one day, and I was like, I have so much product. Like, I'm like, maybe someone wants it. I'm like, let me see if I can get people to donate $10 to win some shampoo and conditioner. And I think that one raised about $700, the first one. Then we went to like Patriots tickets. I think it was like preseason tickets or something like that. Like it just kind of kept going. So the first one that I did was I heard about the story in April. First giveaway I did was in July. And during that giveaway was the first time I went to court, and I met Karen's mother, and I specifically just told her, I was like, listen, you have no idea who I am, but I want to help your daughter in the best way I can. Wow. And that's what I'm going to do. And it was maybe about 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a I got an Instagram message from Karen, and she was like, hey, thank you for what you're doing. My mom, whatever you said to my mother, like, she keeps bringing you up. Like, I don't know who you are, but, thank you. And at this point, I had only raised $700 for her. And, at the time, it seemed like a lot of money. Like my original goal, and I remember telling Tom CPU this, I'm like, dude, imagine if I could like raise $5,000. Like, how crazy would that be? Now I run giveaways that are bringing in 25,000 just on one of them. It's like, it's just amazing. But it really comes down to all the supporters and all the people that donate, right? It's like, I take my time and I run these giveaways and I come up with these new ideas. And that's another thing, is like, I was like, if I was donating my money, how could I get someone to donate $20 more than one time? Right? Like, there's only so much you can continue to donate, but it's like, how can you get someone to donate more than once? And I'm like, if I had the chance to win something, I would keep donating. And
Right.
That's kind of how that idea came to life. It was like, well, I mean, we offered, I don't know when you got involved in this, but in the beginning of this, we offered 2 trips to Italy. We offered a trip to St. Martin, Myrtle Beach, 2 trips to Florida. I mean, Puerto Rico as well. I mean, like, I have a whole list. I keep track of everything, just because I like to hit my goals. So every time I hit a goal, I set a new goal. So the new goal right now is 500,000, and I'm about 70,000 short of it right now. So with everything going on, adding the total from this giveaway for the dinner giveaway and everything, that's what motivates me, is to hit my goals, right? And the other thing is oh, what's Nick's cut? How much is he getting?
Yeah, right.
Well, how's this sound? And this is, if I take a cut, it shortens me to getting to my goal, right? Not that I've ever been offered a cut, but if I get paid to do what I do, that just takes away from me hitting my $500,000 goal. So there is no Nick fund, there is no Jenna fund. Like I do this because I want to do this, not to get a pat on the back or a thank you. And I appreciate people reaching out and saying, thank you for what you're doing and this and that, but it's not about me, right? It's about her, and it's about her defense team, and John O'Keefe is really what this is all about. So I really give all the credit to the people who donate their money, and I just run them. I mean, it's a second job, don't get me wrong, but if it wasn't for the people in this chat and the people on the Facebook group, I'd be nowhere. I'd be Nick. I wouldn't be running these giveaways because people wouldn't be entering them. So it really comes down to like the people in the chats and the people on YouTube and helping me promote the stuff that I run as well is big. I'm not on Twitter. I stay off Twitter. So when Richie sometimes will post stuff for me, micro dots, like a giveaway, and it just boosts the donations that come in. So yeah, I mean, it's been a wild ride, man. It's been, I've had a giveaway open since July of 2023 every week. There's not been 1 week where I've not had a giveaway open. So it's just constant, making sure. And I think, honestly, there's only been one time when I missed one name. Out of all those giveaways, I think I missed one person, and I was able to make it up to them by entering them into the next dinner giveaway. So it's been wild, man.
Once again, party people, put your damn hands together for Nick Rocco. Give me an amen for Nick Rocco in this joint. Yes. You know how we do it on Cap.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how I got involved.
I want to go a little deeper than that, though, Nick. I want to find out kind of like, because I'm going to make an assumption, and I want you to tell me if my assumption is incorrect. I'm going to make an assumption that you have never been involved in a justice movement, that nothing has moved you to the streets, to action, to the degree that this, I'm going to take a guess. Maybe there has. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Not justice, but political. I've done some stuff.
Okay, well, there you go. So we'll get into that. But I would be interested to hear, what were the conversations between you and your wife, Jenna, your partner in this venture here, to help Karen Reed, to free Karen Reed? Something, and by the way, everybody, you've got across the bottom of the screen, you also have freekarenreed.net. Let's see, and if somebody can monitor the donations, there's Michelle Littlefield, another warrior who's helping this movement from the other side, from the Turtle Boy side. Thank you so much. But I'm curious, what were those conversations like? You're the father and mother of young children. So what were those conversations like between you and Jenna? What'd they sound like?
Honestly, I mean, there really wasn't much. It was just kind of slowly happened. Like it just, there was never really a conversation of like, what are we going to do? Or how is this going? It was more just things started rolling and rolling and rolling. And then, yeah, I mean, it just kind of all fell into place. Like I'm at the point right now where, like the Reeds know, I mean, it goes without saying, they know I have their back regardless of what anybody says on the internet about me. I'm trusted with them. They know they can trust me. I trust them. Even the defense team, like I'm not on the team, but I definitely feel like a part of it in the sense of, I get like it was wild to me, man. I was the only one that was invited to be there during jury deliberation, like sitting in that room with her parents and her and her brother and Adam. And it was just, and I'm looking around and I'm like, am I supposed to be here? Like, this is wild. And then,
yeah,
it's like, that's how much the trust is there. And it goes both ways. And it was just a slow path to get there. It just slowly over time realized that, I'm not in this. I don't have a motive. I don't gain anything by doing this. If anything, I actually, like I said to Richie, was I have a lot to lose, you know,
Yeah.
like people came after my business and things like that. So it's like that I have nothing to gain. But the one thing about me is I don't really care what people say about me. Then that's just how I've been able to stay so focused on this and just spearheading the goals that I want to hit, because it gets nasty out there. People have sent me, stuff on Twitter that people, oh my, you see what this person said? I'm like, don't send me this. I don't care. Like, what is this? What are you? I'm being investigated by the FBI, and I'm going to be arrested, and they're coming to my work. And well, I've come to the point now where it's like, if you're gonna do it, do it. Like, don't wait. Just do it. But I've done nothing wrong. So for them to even say that I'm under investigation is just try to get under my skin and try to get me to stop raising money. That's really what it comes down to. So until they put handcuffs on me, I'm never gonna stop. And even at that point, I don't think I would stop, because it would be bullshit. So.
I guarantee these are the kinds of things that I've heard about you. There's another warrior there, Michelle Littlefield. We got a lot of amazing people in the chat tonight. I have starred your questions, folks in the chat. And by the way, we love you, Nick, and we're honored to have you in cab. Like I said on the thing, and that's not something trite that I say. Anybody who offers up their time to come and talk to me, I mean, you could be with your family right now, but you've decided you're going to spend an hour with me. So, so it's an honor that you've done that. Got a couple of questions here for you, so let's get to those. First of all, Annie, thank you so much. Annie, you gave a super sticker before the show even started, but you don't have to donate. Nobody needs a super sticker me or super chat me. Give all the money to Karen Reed tonight. So you don't need to do that. But Annie has a question, and thank you so much. Namaste, Annie. Where do we get our Dream Team merchandise, Nick?
It's probably the most recent post on the Justice page. So I'll be posting it with, throughout the next 14 days. But it is posted on the Justice page. You'll see it right there.
Okay, so you guys know the Justice page is on Facebook, and that's where the Dream Team merchandise will be. I don't know if that's going to be before or after Robert Alessi, depending upon where you're from in New York, is going to get a haircut from Nick and look like a friggin' person over here. What are you doing? Get a haircut. I'm saying, how'd that sound? That sound good?
That was good.
All right, it's kind of Staten Island there, all right? Maybe Brooklyn. All right. What is the date of the dinner, Nick?
I believe it is the 28th of February.
28th of February. Okay, so we're getting close to, we're getting very close. So it's going to be this coming weekend, Friday, I think, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Friday. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, and here is the standout warrior. I don't know if you know this young lady. She is a warrior, Boston Brandy. I got to meet her at the meal of food that we had in Dedham and at the standout. With boots that definitely were not warm enough to be out in that weather, and that didn't seem to bother her. So do you want to read this one, Nick?
My favorite memory. I mean, honestly, it's that's a tough one, because being involved, right? I know so much that there's a lot of memories in the sense of conversations, but I would say the biggest memory that will stay with me for the longest is when we were all in court for jury deliberation, and they said the jury needed 15 more minutes, and they sent us downstairs into a little courtroom, and like, it was just, you could hear a pin drop. Like, it was silent. It was like, we're going to have a verdict. They needed 15 more minutes on a Friday. Like, they don't want to come back on Monday. Like, this is it. And that was probably the most surreal moment for me. I was nervous as hell. I was the odd one out, but I didn't feel like I didn't belong there. And that is something that I'll probably remember forever, being in that room. And then once the mistrial was just declared, they pushed us off into another courtroom where everybody was, relieved that, okay, this is done for now. She's going home. She's not going to jail. that memory, though, that day will probably last with me forever, to be honest, just because it was such a surreal moment. And I was one of the lucky ones that got to be there for that.
Was there so it sounds to me, what I'm hearing is this was a very, and by the way, is my mic sound okay, not too loud?
No, you're good.
Good. That it was a visceral thing, because I'm assuming you've seen these kinds of things on TV, on court TV and so forth. And now like you're in the room and you can feel the emotions coming from the family. Was that what it was? Or was it kind of like,
Yeah,
you're texting your wife kind of like, oh my God, like this is really real?
Yeah, well, so that's the thing, is like I never really followed court stuff before this, like, ever. Mr. Reed was sitting there, he had his rosary beads, he was praying. Karen was talking to a few of her friends. I'm not sure what the conversations were about, but it was just a moment that like I would just never forget it. It was sad, nerve-wracking, so many emotions in that room because nobody knew what was going to happen. She was either going to be taken away or she was going home that day. Obviously with the mistrial, not what we wanted, but she was able to go home that day. So that was a big relief for them. They definitely were happy with it because it wasn't a guilty verdict. So it was just, that will just be forever with me. It was just the most intense moment ever.
And I want to agree with Patriot Cindy. Thank you so much for the 20. Namaste. That was so dope of you to do that. And she's saying, you're the best, Nick. You know that? You're the best. So I agree. He's a badass dude, man. Thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you to do that. Let me see. Is there anything else here? Mr. Haircuts has been a good spokesman of sorts for the whole movement. Very regular, as we say, Boston guy, comfy in his own skin, which is tough enough for the trolls. It all comes through. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, and Miss Jessica and Beezy, Nick, if you make your 70K a goal, can you dye my hair pink?
Yeah, you'll just have to come to the shop for it. I don't make house calls.
Yeah, she's in Chicago, so it's gonna be a good flight for her. Let's see, if I get 70K, also let me burn my hair too, says Tracy P.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
I mean, some of the next giveaway, I'll actually look at them now. I'll give you guys a heads up of what's to come. Let's see here. We got
Michelle's offering to help you out. Michelle Littlefield from Stoughton District Court, who helped out the Turtle Boy case with his part. Yeah, says she's done a lot of home perms. So there you go.
So we got a Nomar Garciaparra signed pitcher, a $400 gift card to Smith and Lewinsky's, Balenciaga shoes. Someone also offered every month you can have get 12 deliveries. I think a total of $150 per delivery of flowers. You can have it sent to yourself. You can have it sent to someone you want. You can have it sent to anybody. You get 12 deliveries once a month of flowers. So that one will be coming to. Someone actually made these really cool ponies. They're probably like this big, maybe like I forget. It was like 12 inches long, but 2 pink ones and 2 blue ones. The pink ones say Free Karen Reed, and the blue ones say Justice for Officer John O'Keefe. And she hand makes them. Those are really cool. I get people messaging me all the time, and to be honest, I'm very honest with people. And I don't think there's one message that I have never answered. Like, if you message me, I answer you. And if I don't, it's because I just didn't get it. But people sometimes will message me like, a picture of a river, and they'll be like, hey, I want to do this as a giveaway. And I'm like, listen, I'm not here to tell you no, right? You want to help, but I can't do just that picture, because we have only so many weeks up until trial. So I need to use my weeks as much as I can to bring in the most money. So, maybe sometimes you'll see like an odd item thrown into another giveaway. And that's where that kind of comes from, because people want to help. And I'm not going to tell you no. you know, anything helps, right? Whether it is a painting of a river or a coffee cup or whatever it is, like, you know, unless it's something just I think won't work at all. You know, I'll have to say no. But other than that, it's like, you know, some of the stuff people message me and offer, it's just because everybody wants to help, you know, and that's kind of where I come into play, is like I just put the pieces together to the puzzle and make it very smooth for people. I was going to say something else too. I forget.
You were talking about, you know, basically about donating and people wanting to auction off things that they've made and created, and whether or not, you know, what relative value. I was going to say that if you guys have something that you would want to do like a giveaway, basically you could put it on Facebook Marketplace, and you could even put that, hey, this is for Karen Reed, and there may, especially if you're in Massachusetts, there may be someone who wants to buy. I'm selling this, but the proceeds are going to Free Karen Reed.
Yeah.
And you could price it appropriately, you know, maybe add a little more than you might charge for that, and just say all proceeds will go to Karen Reed. So there's multiple ways. I might even do my, you know, my Converse Chuck Taylors that are American flag logos.
Yeah.
So I think those are very, very rare. So I think I'm gonna do those and see if anybody wants.
I got a Ben
They're
Watson,
worth at least $100, huh?
a miniature like Ben Watson helmet that I've had for like years, signed. Like, it's just like that. That's the thing. It's like what I've come to notice. Obviously, the things that bring in the most money is experiences, the vacations, and I mean,
Dinner.
the fact that people were like, "Hey, listen, I got a week in St. Thomas. Do you want to give it away?" And I'm like, can I use it? Like what do you mean you got a week you can just give away? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And anybody that has ever won, like, that's another thing, is no one has ever been shorted. There's never been any issues with this stuff. So in the beginning, I used to have people send it to me first so I could make sure the item exists. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, listen, you're gonna ship it to the winner. If you don't ship it to the winner, everyone's going to know who you are. So don't go down that road. You know, make sure if you have this item, you are going to send it to the winner. So it's just been, it's been fun, honestly, to do this, because the friendships I've made, but again, a lot of the credit goes to the people that join these giveaways, because and buy the t-shirts and you know, help me raise money for the billboards. And that's another thing, that billboard, right? $5,000. It was supposed to be up for 2 months. It's been, this September will be 2 full years. And shout out to Benjamin Abney for keeping that up. I mean, that's been a staple in front of Foxborough Station. It's not a million people seeing it more. It's wild.
There really is. I mean, there's been the confluence of people who have come together to support this are from all walks of life, people that are quite well off, people that are business owners, people that are working folks, people that are retired folks, people that are stay-at-home folks, moms and dads. So the people that I've met is amazing, and that's why I'm coming back to Massachusetts again. Because, you know, I had such a great time, met so many amazing people, and I could lend some support, get some people together. That to me, the friendships are what's going to endure. And that's why I'm going to continue to cover this, come what may, until Karen is freed and she's on her own. She can go back and do her thing.
I remember what I was going to say now.
Sure.
So,
please.
You know, Facebook is a place you can say whatever you want. And, you know, I've been guilty of, you know, saying stupid stuff before, right? And
we all have,
but not in this movement. When I joined this movement, and people started kind of looking up to me in a way, you know, me and Jenna just looked at me and was like, you need to basically not fight with anybody. Don't say anything you're gonna regret. And I have not fought with nobody. Like, you know, I just, sometimes there are things I don't like that people say, but it's their opinion and it is what it is. You're not gonna get that side of me, because the moment you do, that's the moment that people are waiting for, is for you to lash out, for you to say something stupid. And that's why sometimes silence is key, because you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to say things. The people I'm sure see how I've been throughout this, and there might be a few people that have bad things to say about me, but that's their opinion, not based off what I've done. So that's one thing. If I've learned anything in this movement, is how to be a better person in the sense of being a leader in a way. So that's one thing that I will definitely take away from this movement moving forward in my life is when you put something on the internet, it's there to stay. It gets screenshotted the moment it gets posted. So if you don't want millions of people to see it, keep it to yourself and just stay silent.
I did who's Amy Positive Pathways is here. I did an entire episode about dealing with trolls when people were fighting and screenshotting Kate and all these idiots, like some guy named Kevin that lives in his mother's basement and all this kind of stuff. And what I've told people is when you're dealing with a troll, what they really want is your attention. They want air. It's kind of like you have them in a rear naked choke and you're just choking them out. And as soon as you loosen up, you give them air, then they can start fighting again. So nobody can be tough on Twitter. You can't be tough on social media. The only way you can really be tough is in person. And since we're not in person, I'm just going to ignore them, and they could tweet at me again, and they could tweet at me again, and they could tweet at me again. And finally they're going to go, man, DJ really doesn't care what I think. Because at a root level, if I answer you either positively or negatively, if you tweet at me or you Facebook post at me and I answer you positively or negatively, you know that I care what you said. Right. As a minimum, you don't know whether I like it or don't like it, but you do know that I care because I responded, right?
Right.
But if I don't respond, then you're going to get the idea, this dude really doesn't care what I think. And that's worked
eventually they stop because it's you start looking like a jackass because it's just like you've tweeted or you've said something about this person 10, 15 times, yet they haven't said one thing to you or about you. And right. It's just pouring gasoline on the fire. The more you combat back and forth with these types of people, you don't even know who you're talking to as well. It's like you're right. fighting with someone named Karen's tampon. Like, what are you doing right now? Why you if you don't even engage with that Twitter account, that's gone. It just doesn't even exist anymore. So like that's one thing too. It's like, that's why people send me screenshots all the time. Oh, look at this person said. I'm like, okay, and like, what do I care? Look at the name of the account. Like, look at the name of the account that's saying that about me or about this person. Like, it's just wild. And I think, like I said, silence is key because people can't use anything against you.
That's right.
Silent.
Oh, look at that. This is the AI did that. I totally did not do that. That was the AI. If you make certain signs, like with your hands, it'll do something.
On me.
You just might have to hold it up there for a little bit. So why isn't yours doing it?
I'm not special. What do you want me to tell you?
No, it might be because I have a virtual background.
Yeah. Okay.
That might be why.
You didn't tell me how to do that.
Yeah.
You just wanted to one-up me tonight.
Next time you come on, I'll hook you up. You have to have you can do a virtual background without the green
TV little studio I got here. This is always where I sit for Court TV. I got my ring light in front of me. I got my computer here. This is always where I sit now because when I used to do it upstairs in my house, I would be in the middle of Court TV and it would freeze. And when I'm trying to say something important, it would freeze and like cut out because my Wi-Fi thing is down here. So I'm like, that is not happening anymore on Court TV because when I need to say something, it better not cut out on me.
Hell yeah. No, I'm with you. You want to be right close to your router or your Wi-Fi unit. So I want to read this from Mary Malarkey. And usually I say when I read her tweets, it's always with an Irish accent. So welcome back, Mary Malarkey. And I'll read your question right now, love. Hi, DJ, and welcome, Mr. Nicky Haircuts. Promise me you won't burn Auntie Deb's beautiful locks and give me a hat. Give me a hat, mate. So I think that's coming from our friend from Boston, Mary Malarkey. Thank you, love, and thank you for the donation. And we got another one here from, let me see that. Luna's mom. Hey, Luna's mom, too. Paid to tell Nick I love you and Jenna for all you do. And of course, support roasting of Plevin on Court TV. Well, I've seen multiple
Listen,
comments about you
listen.
roasting Kevin. Thank
The
you,
only-
Luna's
only
mom.
one
We
reason why I
appreciate you.
did that. Like me and Kevin, you know, we were going to battle every day on court TV, right? We kind of had this like unwritten, unspoken agreement where like, you know, we weren't going to talk bad about each other. Like it was just one of those things like we're on TV every night with each other. Like we're just going to keep it civil type of thing. And then he went and did a show with, you know, Kate Peters and on his YouTube channel about my wife. And then I was like, fuck that. Like you like, what's up? So I just snuck it in there real quick. And guess what? It made Karen $600 to her defense fund. Someone said to me, I think I was in Nurse Kim's show or maybe Auntie Deb's show. They were like, "You won't do it." They were like, "You will not do it." I was like, "Bet me $100." And 6 people were like, "I'll bet you $100 to Karen's defense fund. You won't do it." I was like, "All right, well, more money raised. Here we go. Get me closer to my goal."
That is so. Oh, and she's saying I sound like a leprechaun. How dare you, Julie? So, I
Hey, hold on.
probably
What
do sound
happened-
like a leprechaun, for
hold on.
Christ's sakes.
I want to go to my wheel screen. Tell me what happens to my screen.
Oh, do you want to present right now?
No. What happens? Am I still on the screen?
Yes, you are. So go to click
No,
present.
I don't want to do it yet. I just want to
That's-
make sure if I go to that screen, because I want to add a few names, but I just
Sure.
want to make sure if I go to this browser, you can still see me and hear me. That's all.
Yes, we will. What's going to happen is you're going to present. You're going to click share screen. You're going to
You can
pick
tell me
which
that,
tab
let's
or
go do
window.
that later. Let me just add
You can
these
do
names.
is set it up right now and just leave it backstage. It'll stay backstage.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay,
so when I go to do it, you can tell me how to do it.
Okay. All right. What browser are you on right now?
Google Chrome.
Google Chrome. And what browser will the wheel be on? Chrome?
Google Chrome.
Okay. It should work. It shouldn't be any problem. So yeah, everyone's saying, Nick, hey Nick, we can still see you. Hey, thank you, Jody. I appreciate you. And yes, it must be really annoying to have to respond to Plevin, but you know what? That's how it goes. Is you got to present your points. It's just like Nick is sort of being like a lawyer, but on television, where he's trying to make an argument and not turn it into a shouting match. You know
what was funny about that episode that night, actually, when Vinnie introduced him, apparently people call him Yellow College Tales or something like that. And Vinnie goes, Yellow Cottage Tales. And that was the same night I hit him with a Plevin. And it was just, I didn't even know about the college thing until people were like, wait, did you hear that? I was like, no, what does that mean? Apparently he owned a bar like in a college town or something like that. I don't know. I was like, that's funny.
Okay, there's a request for Scottish accent. So if I read another one, I'll see if I can conjure my Scottish. I'll start. You know, there's someone in my squadron that when she approaches me, she's a big fan of British TV like I am. So I always say her name and I address her with a Scottish accent. So I will try to do it for you. What's your name, my friend? You are Karma Dharma. Hi. Yes, I'll try to get the Scottish accent when I have to read another tweet, mate. So I'll try.
No, actually, I was on a cruise. We were on a Mediterranean cruise, and everybody kept asking if we were from Australia. So apparently Boston accents and Australian accents somewhat sound similar. I don't know. I mean, I guess some things we say possibly, but yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, are you from Australia, mate?" And I'm like, "No, mate, I'm from Boston."
Well, there is a lot of British, you know, like I told you that I love accents. You may have heard me do my John F. Kennedy accent. You know that John F. Kennedy's dad, Joe Sr., was he was the ambassador to the United Kingdom for, I don't know if it was 4 years, 5 years. But there is a similarity, especially between that Hyannisport accent and a British accent. It's not exactly the same. And obviously British, you know, the regions, depending upon where you're talking northern or southern England or the east or west coast, are decidedly different. But a traditional, what they call, that if you watch news in the UK, you'd be hearing an accent called RP. And RP stands for received pronunciation. So that's kind of like the Queen's English, if is what we would call it. But when you talk like John F. Kennedy or John F. Kennedy Jr., you're going to sound a little bit British, aren't you, Nick Rocco? I demand that you can.
All right, so now what do? I do present and then share screen.
Yeah, share screen, and then it's going to ask you a window or a tab, and then you just pick which one, and it'll appear backstage where below you, next to you and myself. There you go.
Oh, so you see it in the, okay, so you can see it in the back now. Okay.
Yep. Now we just need to add it to the stage when you're ready. And you'll let me know.
We'll do it around 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Any more questions?
Yeah. So if you don't have questions for Nick, I have more. So I'll keep going. I'd be interested personally to know about kind of like where you grew up, a little bit about your upbringing and your background. I always find it interesting to know somebody's history, if you don't mind sharing.
Oh, now I'm like all frozen. Is my screen frozen now?
No, you're good. You're good. Everything's good.
I grew up in the North Shore, not far from Boston. I went to a vocational school. I got my hairdresser's license actually when I was in high school, because I wanted to be a barber. And it was my sophomore year. I used to work at a restaurant, and I met my soon-to-be boss. He was out to dinner with his uncle, who was actually my real estate agent. And he's like, "Oh, when you're ready, I'll hire you, this and that." And I was like, "I don't want to be a hairdresser. I want to be a barber. I have no interest in doing women's hair." So ultimately, when I got my license, I was able to go out on what they call as co-op. So 1 week of work, 1 week of school. And I went to the barber shop, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have the right insurance to hire you." So I was like, "What the hell am I going to do?" So I went to, my former boss at the time, and I was like, "Hey, listen, you want to hire me?" He's like, "Yeah, I was waiting for the call." That was 2 years. I met him 2 years prior to me calling him, asking for the job, and I worked for him for 10 years. And then he was a big role model in my life. He was another straight male hairstylist, and he was big into real estate. And I saw the type of car he drove, and I saw how he was living his life. And that's what I wanted. I was like, I want to be successful like him, and I'm going to listen to what he says to do. And that's kind of what I did. And then one lucky day, I fucking scratched a scratch ticket, and I hit $1 million on a scratch ticket. And after tax and after the payout, I was left with about $400,000. And I took that $400,000 and I invested it in 2 multifamily homes and a single family home. Still cutting hair, by buying the real estate, that allowed Jenna to be able to stay home more with the kids and things like that. And that's really when it took off. And then I sold all those properties during basically the height of COVID, and I ended up buying an apartment building. So I have 9 residential units and I have 3 commercial units. That's actually where my shop is. My shop is in that building. So not only do I own a hair salon, but I own a management company. I do this full time as well. So the one thing about me is I like to stay busy. I don't sit very often. When I do sit, like it's something for like this, or I'm laying down to go to bed. Or on my days off, sometimes I just, when I do sit down, sometimes I can sit down I'll sit down on the couch for a long time, because it's either I'm go, or I'm like just chilling. But I definitely like to be go. That's just the type of personality that I have. There's not enough time in the day for me personally. I can always find something to do. And that's just the type of person I am.
That is an amazing story. Who knew we were going to find out that Nick won $1 million on a scratch off?
I was on the show My Lottery Dream Home. on HGTV. They reached out to me. They sent a letter to my house, and they were like, "Oh, you know, we know you won the lottery. We know you have a house. Do you want to be on the show?" And you know, spoiler alert, it's not real, but it is what it is.
I mean, just because of the taxes, like if you would have won 20 million, you would have won probably got 10 or something like that, or a little bit less.
On the back of the scratch ticket, it actually says if you take the lump sum, the payout is 650. So your $1 million winning, if you take it right up front, automatically goes to 650.
Mhm.
And then on the 650, when you go to the lottery hall and you cash the ticket, they say, "Okay, congratulations, you won $650,000. We're going to take 27% right now, though. And then we're going to give you a check for 450. And then you need to go file this 450 as income on your taxes. So then you're going to be left with $405,000. But
Wow.
don't get me wrong, it's a shit ton of money
Hell yeah.
if you do the right thing with it. I mean, you know, I won. How old was I? I was 24. I think I was 24 years old when I won, or 23 when I won. And you know, $400,000. It's really not a lot of money. It's in today's
Right.
world.
Nah.
I could have bought a boat. I could have bought a car, and I could have bought this. And there's 300 of it right there. So
smart.
you know, yeah, it'll all come. You know, it's slowly getting there. It's a lot of work, but you know, one day it's just by the age of 40 or 50 years old, you know, I won't have to work if I don't want to, because of the passive income that you have from real estate is key. It really is.
Yes.
You know, making money while you sleep is a thing. You don't have to be on a payroll to make money. And that's what is able to kind of, you know, everyone's like, how is he at court all the time? Blah, blah, blah. How can he just take off of work? Doesn't he need to work?
He owns the shop, dude.
I do
and he
work.
has properties, bro.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that was the biggest boost in my life, you know, because I liked to gamble. So that was my thing. It was more hobby. You know, we'd go to the casino a lot, me and Jenna. I'd buy a lot of scratch tickets all the time. It was an addictive hobby. I had it under control. I was no, you know, addicted to gambling or anything, but I like to have fun, and that's what I did. And money has just always been kind of my thing. I liked to be involved in it, around it, and things like that. And I think that's where also, you know, this boost of fundraising it's just right up my alley of the numbers and the money. And but yeah, it's been, I've lived a very interesting life.
You have.
And I'm only 30. I got 3 kids. And I'm married. Obviously, everybody knows that. But yeah, it's been a wild 30 years. But I will say this: 2 things. One, you can't win the lottery unless you play, because everyone's like, I never win, and I'm like, well, how much do you gamble? I don't buy scratch tickets. God, no. Well,
yeah, then you're not going to win.
And then number 2 is, I always used to say to Jenna, I'm going to win the lottery one day. I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. I know it. Like I'm like, look at this guy. He won the lottery. He looks like an idiot. He's going to go and spend it all. I would do the right thing with it. I'm going to win one day. And that's actually, so I took Jenna on the cruise to Greece and Italy. I proposed to her in Mykonos. And then when we got home, I want to say like a month after we got home was when I won the lottery, because I had people saying, oh, she's only marrying you for the money. Well, bro, she said yes before I won the $1 million.
Right, dummy.
It's like it would have been different. Like you could say that if I proposed to her after the fact, but it's like, no, she said yeah before, so we're all good here.
If we hadn't gone that one more question, we would not have gotten the story. Let me ask you something, because we have questions in the chat we got to get to before you spin the wheel. Would you like to tell people where the shop is located if they want to come and get their hair cut? Or no?
The name of my shop is Rocco's Hair Salon. You guys can look it up.
Okay. Rocco's Hair Salon, and you'll find out where exactly it is. I'm going to need to look it up, because he's going to take care of business right here with bzzz. So, which should be really funny. Okay, the other thing we have here is someone wanted to ask about Vinnie, and I just means like maybe what is your relationship with Vinnie Pisan?
Vinny is a good dude. He's really a good dude. I truly believe that he believes in Karen Reed's innocence. Actually, one story people may not know is when I first got invited to sit on the live panel during opening statements and stuff, he was getting ready to go home the next day. And the line for the media was so long. Matt Johnson was already in there. So I called him up and I was like, hey, do you want to get into court today before you go home? He's like, I can't. The line's too long. I go, do you want to get in? Yes or no? I go, but you're going to have to sit with us in the gallery with Karen's family. And he did. He sat there and, so he sat behind the Reeds. And he runs a TV show and he has to stay on script. And you know what? I actually like that he runs his show right down the middle. You can kind of sense of the way he leans, but he's not like Julie Grant that's like so far blown guilty. He runs it down the middle. And, sometimes I wish I had a little bit more of a challenge to go up against, but it's always 2 against 1. It's always a lawyer and Kevin against me. And I'll always hold my ground. Vinny knows that. Vinny's told me I hold my ground, and I truly believe that. They could bring anybody on that show, and I'll never be intimidated by them because the facts are the facts, and they never change. And I know them like the back of my hand. So you can bring in your opinions. You can say whatever you want. You can be a lawyer for 30 years, and that's one thing about Joe Krowski. He always used to throw a little bit of shade at me, but it's like, all right, dude, well, you're on a panel with a hairstylist, and you've been a lawyer for 30 years. So what does that say about you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
go ahead, brother.
He had, there's always lawyers on that show, but Joe's always on with me and Kevin. Why? You're this big lawyer. You're going up against a hairstylist. And that's another thing, right? People try to make fun of me for being a hairstylist as if someone was like, that's it, Nick. You get the shit job of being a hairstylist. It's like, bro, I picked this career.
Yeah.
I picked this. Like I chose this. I didn't get the shit end of the shop. Yeah, like I didn't get the shit end of the stick here, and I was like, oh damn it, I'm a hairstylist. Like, no, I fucking picked this job. Like no, there's no insult that you could say that's ever gonna rub me the wrong way. But yeah, no, Vinny's a great dude. I think he is gonna be potentially coming out for the beginning of trial number 2. But yeah, no, even just all around, he's such a great dude. And I know a lot of people have different opinions about him, but mine will always be that he's a good dude.
I think you've illuminated it for the rest of us who thought he was biased and I think like what you're doing right now, Nick, is you're setting an example for how the rest of us should behave towards people who oppose. I'm serious. I'm not trying to patronize you. How we should behave around people that oppose Karen Reed. You know that all the organic and naturally occurring evidence supports her innocence, and all the planted, synthetic, framed up evidence is that which is against her. Everything that had to be done a certain way, but all the organic evidence that just occurred points to her complete innocence. And they had to frame something up synthetically in order for it to in order to put her on trial. So we get that. And you're just setting a great example for us. So, and thank you for, cause maybe you've changed my mind about our paisan, Vinnie Pisan. Hey, Vinny. So, Lula Bell wants to know where you went to school. Cause I don't know if she's North Shore. He doesn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's private. It's PII. So,
it was high school. It was in high school. So you can look up any North Shore schools and take a wild guess, but people know where I'm from, but I don't publicize it.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I just had to ask, but I understand why you would not want to give that information. Nick, do the cops still?
Yes,
oh wait, I should do this with the Scottish accent. Nick, do the cops still have Karen's car? It's so white. There you go. That's my
Scottish car. I don't know why. And the shitty thing about that was like it was a lease, right? So when the lease payments are up, you have to give that car back. Mm-hmm. When you can't give the car back, you have to pay for the vehicle.
Pay for the car, yeah.
When you can't pay for the vehicle, what happens? They can't go in and what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they can't go and repo it, right? So imagine, I mean, if I had to take a wild guess, imagine what her credit score looks like right now. I mean, that's the least of her worries, but like these are long lasting effects that when she's freed are going to still be in effect. She can't hand that car back anyways. Look what they did to it. They ripped out the center console. They ripped out everything of that car. I mean, there's no repairing that vehicle. But yeah, no, they still have it. They'll never give it back. Just like they have all our cell phones, just like they have Turtle Boy stuff, and they won't give stuff back. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's it's just a shame because they have everything downloaded. There's no reason to keep the cell phones anymore. There's no reason to keep anyone's computers anymore. Just give it back. I mean, what is the harm in doing that? No, there's no harm. It's just they just want to be difficult. That's all it is. They want to be difficult, and you know, people getting visits to their homes for sending Facebook messages and like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I think what it is that you have to like off your spouse, cut them up, and put them in like a Walmart tub in order to get your phone back in 72 hours.
Did Brian Walsh get his phone back?
Yes.
And he's in jail. He can't even use it.
Yes. Yeah, he got his phone back. Yeah. Someone gave the amount of hours or days. It was a short number of days and he got his phone back. Yeah. So I want to highlight Please Pass the Pepper here. You know I love your accent, Pepper. You're from the Bronx. You sound cool. You sound tough. And I love to listen to your freaking voice. That's what I got to say to you. But Please Pass the Pepper is a free Karen reader from the Bronx. And she just has an amazing accent. Came up to Dedham for the meal food.
So that's an interesting account that I always get a message. They message me, Please Pass the Pepper. And then I get another one called a bacon cheeseburger or something like that they donate to Karen. But like, I guess, and I'm like, who the fuck is this messaging me right now? And then I open it and it's a donation. I'm like, all right, they're on our side. But it was a $30 scratch ticket. The thing with me is when I do gamble, I do it to win money. I try to win money. So when I do gamble, I usually gamble high denominations just because, yeah, you could buy a $5 ticket, but what's the chance of you hitting $1 million on a $5 ticket? It's very slim. Your odds are better the more money you spend, just like in a casino. You know, you could sit there and bet $25 on black all day and you might walk away with $300. Or on one spin, you could put $300 and walk away with $600. So that's I'm always high risk, high reward type of person.
He's gone to the Bill Simmons School of Gambling, clearly, right?
I do not know Boston Rob. I'm pretty sure he was the Survivor guy, right?
I don't know who that is. I have no idea.
Also, Rob, I think he was on the show Survivor. No, I don't know him. Honestly, I don't know anyone in Canton. I don't know. I'm about 45 minutes from there. I don't know anybody from there. I've been there twice. One time I had an argument with Jim Farris, and the second time I was threatened to be arrested for holding a sign. So I don't think I'm probably going to ever go back to Canton, but that's okay.
So this is Amy, Positive Pathways, and she says, male hairstylists are the best hair scrub, Essex MA. I went to Whittier Tech, but I bet you're a little south of me in Essex.
You know, that's funny. When I used to be an assistant, I used to wash people's hair, and I was very gentle. I was very delicate. And they were like, dude, you got to scrub. Like, you got to scrub. Now I just like, I'm very aggressive with the shampoos, because that's like, everyone always says that's their favorite part. They don't give a shit about the haircut. If you give them a good shampoo, they're good to go.
Well, it's a head massage.
Exactly.
I was stationed in Japan, and they used to massage your head as part of the haircut. So, and your neck. They do the neck and the whole 9 yards. There's like a whole thing with their hands. So, thank you, Amy, Positive Pathways. She, hopefully we were supposed to do a tour of Dean College with her and her daughter, who's getting ready to go to college year after next, but Dean is not allowing tours the days I'm going to be there, but we will see her again at the Meal of Food, I think. So one love to Amy. And I guess we got to spin the wheel now, because we done did the damn thing. Thank you, Amy. And thank you so much for your donations, all you ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
There's my mod, Sherry Dizzle, with 20 memberships. Can I get it? Yeah, amen. For Sherry Dizzle. Thank you, love. As always. All right. It looks like we're going to spin the wheel. So we're going to put it on screen. We are now.
Okay. So now I got to go to the screen, right?
Yeah, you're going to go to that screen and start it when you're ready. This is going to determine who wins the dinner with Karen Reed, her mom and dad, Mazza, and Brian LTL. Am I correct?
Correct. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through. I'm going to shuffle it a couple times. We're going to spin it. I'll shuffle it again. We'll spin it again because there are 2 winners. So first and foremost, 475 entries. Let's do the math right now. 475 times 40. That was $19,000 even for this giveaway. So we got all the names here. All right, we are gonna hit shuffle. There's a lot of names, so sometimes it freezes up for a little bit. But hold on, so we'll shuffle a few times because some people got like 20 entries in this thing, 20, 30 entries, which is like about 20 entries is $800. 30 entries is close to $1,000, if not more. All right, so we shuffled a few times. I am gonna. Once this unfreezes here, let me click the wheel. And we are spinning. So we got a minute each for dramatic effect.
I love it, love it, love it. Record scratch.
I'm spinning the wheel. All right, go back upstairs. I'll be upstairs in a minute. Go ahead. Want to color? Here you go. Take this upstairs. Go ahead. All right, this should be any second now here. Let's see. What do we got?
It does it for a minute. That's awesome, man.
Justin Green, congratulations. He had 2 entries into this giveaway, so $80 got him to go to dinner. All right, we're gonna shuffle a few more times here.
Oh, is there more? More winners?
One more winner, yes. So
here we go, people. Let's go.
Each winner gets to bring a guest of their liking, or they could go solo if they want. But yeah, each person gets to bring a guest. And the other thing too that I would like to clarify is everyone's always like, oh, these dinners are, these dinner giveaways, all these giveaways just pay for everyone's meal of food. Every time we run dinner giveaways, the restaurant takes care of the whole thing.
Oh, awesome.
There is no bill. So the $19,000 that's raised goes to Karen Reed. There's no bill.
Nope.
All right, so we got winner number 2 coming up here. Justin Green, congratulations. I'll send you a message in a little bit. So we got number 2 coming up here.
It's a 1-minute spin, party people. So
yeah, it's a long minute. It's usually better when I play music to it or something, but this is just a ticking note. It's fine. Music. It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, I would have definitely had music queued up. I didn't think of that. I could have done something other than The Godfather for this one. you believe you got Godfather music?
Megan Averty. There we go. All right, so there we go. We got 2 winners. I will send both of you guys a message right when I hop off this because I got dinner waiting upstairs for me. And I want to thank you for having me on the show. This is, like I told you before, this is actually the first YouTube show I have done. I've hopped on a few shows here and there for a few minutes, but I've never actually, had anybody ask me to come on this show. So when you asked me, I was like, let's do it. Why not? But I want to thank everybody who did join the giveaway. I want to thank everybody who is going to join the future giveaways and has joined the ones in the past. If it wasn't for you guys, Karen would not be able to afford to do what she does. If you guys ever want to get a message to Karen Reed, the best way to do it is through her defense fund. Write a message there. She reads all those. Nathan reads all those. Her mom and dad read all those messages. So if you want to do a message, get a message to her. That is the best way to do it. I believe too, on her birthday, what we are going to do is we're going to try to, bring in as much donations as possible. But I think I still got to make sure this is still a thing. I think we're going to go through, pick 5 or 6 people, whoever has the most heartfelt message or experience that they write is going to be picked, not by me, but they will be picked to potentially receive something personal in the mail from the Reeds and so forth. So, it's just a way to drive donations and potentially receive a personal message back. So, all that will be posted. Make sure you guys check out the T-shirts on the Free Karen, Justice for Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed Turtle Boy official Facebook page. And thanks for having me on, dude.
Hey, brother, it was an honor to have you on, and we'll try to get you for that. I think the episode I'm going to have with, I think it's Jen, is going to end up being on Karen's birthday. Jen Altman and the lady who switched over, Christy Citron. So yeah. So I think it's on Karen's birthday. So if you want to jump on, otherwise we'll invite. If you don't want to come on that night, we'll invite you back another night. But thank you so much, Nick. It was an honor to have you, brother.
You got it. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care, man.
Now, how do I leave?
So you just click leave studio at the bottom right. There's a banner.
I gotcha. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, Rick. Good night, Nick. Take care, brother. All right, everybody. That was Nick Rocco. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. First of all, Lori asked who donated that. That was my mod who donated the membership. That was my mod there, Sherry Dizzle, Sherry D. Thank you very much because you're always so incredibly generous, Sherry. I will be on tomorrow with Brit Happens at 5 o'clock. I think Bia is going to jump up in here. She's at home now. So I think she wants to jump on and say hi to you guys. And then we'll close down the show. I just got a message from Sherry, which thank you, Ann Weber. Thank you, Ann Weber. And my friend is here, Maniacal from she's from Liverpool, not from Manchester, from Liverpool. Unreal show night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maniacal Miss. I appreciate that. And if Sherry's sending me a message, that means I needs to read it. So let me see. I don't know where. Let me go to my. Okay, Sherry is saying. Oh. Okay. Let me see what Sherry is saying. Let me see. Oh no. From the TV channel does. I don't know, Sherry. So, Bia, I don't know if she's coming on now or not. So let me see. All right. I'll just tell her she has the link. And in the meantime, okay. And then I will chat with you guys. So thank you so much, Ernie Birdie, my Colorado homie. It's great to have you back here. Thank you so much, Madeline. You were dope. Oh, there she is. Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going? I'm literally just taking the little sticker off. Just got back from the event.
Welcome, Bia, Boston Bia.
How's it going?
All right. How are you? Oh, we got a new member, the legendary Michelle Littlefield. Thank you for becoming a member, love. Thank you, Littlefield. I can't be asked. Thank you, DJ, and glad you're home safe. Bia the D-O-double-G.
Thank you. Yes, it was a long drive from Watertown.
Oh my God, it's a long drive from Watertown.
It's a long drive everywhere.
It is. Yeah, it's an hour and a half for her to get anywhere from her house. So that's just
an
something.
hour, but yeah, we won't split hairs.
Oh, let me tell you guys while everybody's watching, I know we've lost a couple of you. If you want to be on a Calling All Beings listener roundtable for the members, because I want to do something for the members that is, and yeah, it was so great hearing Nick's story. Yeah. I mean, and I could have gone more, you know, obviously in the community, people are a little bit nervous to share things about themselves as a result of being doxxed, right, Bia? But
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure he wanted to talk more,
Yeah.
but anyway, you know, we got, I thought we got some, and I really wanted the fact that he went and took that money. He didn't want to be a waiter. Go ahead. You have something to say? Go ahead.
I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that he was 23, 24 years old, hitting the lottery and could have blown it. And that was a very smart investment that he made, which literally set him up for his future. Like, I give
Yes.
him so much credit for that. Yes, I did give my hair did. So, but I give him so much credit
Me too.
for investing his money wisely. And look at he's 30, and he's saying he's going to be able to retire. I mean, and he's doing something that he went to school for. I mean, I'm big on technical schools. I have two kids that have gone through technical schools, and absolutely, if you don't know I mean, learning a
It's what
trade
you
is
want to
amazing.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Learning a trade is great.
Yeah, it's whatever it is. There's no such thing as a bad job. Only jobs that you like and don't like. And if you like your job, if you are doing maintenance or janitorial work at the local school, and you love that, and you love seeing the smiling kids' faces every day, and the smiling teachers who are growing young people into young men and young women, that's amazing. There isn't such a thing as a job that isn't cool.
Right.
As long as you like what you're doing, that's all that matters.
And it
Doesn't
really comes down to work ethic. You can be a
Yes.
janitor, and the work ethic that you learn. And like my daughter went through co-op, what Nikki Haircuts was mentioning. She's also a hairdresser, and my son is a welder. Both went to the same technical school. Totally like,
Yeah.
but honestly, like the fact that this young man could have spent his money, his winnings, and just blew it all, but instead decided to invest in real estate, which is the best investment any of us can ever do.
This is funny from Megan Easton. Hi, Megan. She says the disappointment of reading "Congrats, Megan" to them and say Megan Lobowski was hard. I'm not coming back from that. Because she's like, it wasn't me. I just donated, and it's the Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
We're sorry, Megan, but we're glad that you donated, and you're still a hero here, even though you didn't win the dinner. They're going to do more. This is not the last two. They've been successful. They're going to do more of these dinners,
Right.
And who knows? You might get to have a dinner with Karen, Beatrice, and I. Probably not. That's probably not gonna. You can't have dinner with Beatrice, but probably not. Karen will be there.
I'm local.
Yeah.
But I did want to say I just got back from the event in Watertown. It was Kathy O'Grady put it on. She's the lady that does those really cool shirts. And actually, I just got myself a shirt. It says, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Oops, hold on. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And then it has Karen's signature on the arm. And it says, she wrote this at that fundraiser. Free Karen Reed. So I just went to it was a knitting. So it was a knitting event at Donahue's in Watertown, and people were there. They had pre-purchased their ticket to knit these blankets. So they were like these little kits, but they also opened it up to anybody who just wanted to go hang out, get a meal of food and a drink. So I sat with Jen Altman. She was there. Meredith was there. Lauren Murray was there. So awesome ladies. And I met a lot of cool people there. A lot of people that actually, I met this one lady who I was telling her, it was her first time coming out to a Karen Reed event. And she's like, I've just been wanting to surround myself with people that like, I have this in common, because I try to talk to my family members and they just don't get it. And I told her to, check out Calling All Beings and all the YouTube shows, especially the ones on our side, to block out the other side. And she was like, I can't wait to come back out again, because you do feel good when you surround yourself with people you have something so deeply in common with. Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. You just want to say in commonwealth. But
I know. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say.
no,
Sorry.
I'm just glad you can say commonwealth. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. I couldn't have said it any better myself. That's precisely right. Michelle Littlefield, we are cheering you. By the way, Michelle Littlefield will be hosting a Turtle Boy fundraiser on Calling All Beings, 8th of March. Yes, I know you're ready to slam me. 8th of March. So if you'd like to join us for that, yeah, 8th of March. Yeah. So says Meredith. So Meredith will be hosting along with Michelle Littlefield. I suspect we're going to have some other surprises for you. I don't know who, what, but I suspect
Stay
we'll have.
tuned.
What's that?
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You never know. This is Calling All Beings. You never know what the next surprise is going to be.
You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But
and
thank
I'm
God,
here
thank God
for it.
Mazza was back in the chat tonight, so I know he's not mad at us. So that was good. Christina Rasmussen is down for the round table. So we just need somebody else to be down for the round table other than you, me, Christina.
Right. And just to give some people an overview. So like when you're on YouTube, when you're, it literally feels like a Zoom call. So just for clarity, like it just feels like, hey, I'm like sitting here FaceTiming you. That's really what it feels like to me. I mean, I see the chat moving along if I'm paying attention, but it just feels like we're having a conversation. It's very natural. Like you don't get the jitters like when you're being, you're speaking into a large crowd that you got all these people looking at you. It doesn't feel that way. It literally feels like I'm just FaceTiming you and we're just talking. So it is very laid back, and it's not as intimidating as it may appear when you're watching somebody on YouTube. It really isn't that way when you're on the show. So there's that.
Again, I couldn't have said it better myself. There's nothing to be nervous about. You come on camera just like you're in a Zoom meeting, and we're going to shower you with love and attention and affection. So you're going to feel great because we're going to feel good that you decided to come. So if you want to be on a Calling All Beings member roundtable, please hit me up so that we can get you on there.
And DJ is very responsive too. I just want to say, I'll give you credit. You're very responsive. DJ literally goes through and makes sure he comments to, after the replay crew, he goes back. Oh, I know, right? Giving you too much. So he literally goes back and makes sure he answers every single person who comments. Like, that's dedication. And if you email him, he will reply. So I can just honestly say that you're very responsive and you take your show very serious. And I definitely commend you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Yeah, we are here for more than just a show. People call me. If I had to say how many listeners have called me, I'd probably say a dozen total different listeners. Britt was a listener that called me and ended up getting on the show. Bia, well, I saw her at the party, at the Turtle Boy party. That's how she ended up getting on the show. So this show is not exclusive. It's more so if you want to call me and talk about something relative to the case, if you want to talk about UFOs, if you want to talk about Bigfoot, and whatever you want to talk about, if there's an issue that you just want to discuss, people can call me. I'm not, I'm not difficult to reach. There's no wall up between me and you. So just know that Christina and I have had several conversations. So anyway, so there's that.
Yeah. It's not exclusive, you're inclusive. That's really the way I would, summarize that. Just to circle back and put a bow on it.
Here's my other Coloradan right here. If I won the lottery, I'd buy a big duplex and ask anybody to be my neighbor.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go. Melissa was the one asked. These are my two Coloradans. And remember, Melissa, if you're on the Global, you can find me on the Global. Last name SANMARCO. You will find me there. That's my last name. And it's not Samuel, is not my first name. I'll give you a hint. So there's two of us in Air Force Space Force. There's Samuel and then there's me. So hit me up with that. Let's see. Do they have a tech elementary school out there? South Shore. It's only offered in high school. I don't know if they have one in. in elementary. I don't know who I'm getting messages from.
Did you say in elementary school?
Yeah.
No, it is just high school here. So
Yeah, because it's dangerous. I mean,
yeah.
when you start getting into auto mechanics and welding, you know, I did auto mechanics in high school, and it can get a little. Somebody
Yeah.
named Kevin is here. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you. Hey, Kevin Kennedy. Hello, Julie. So happy to have another Kennedy in here. It's not just me. So, what else? All right, I think we're about ready to
Okay.
close the show.
Sounds good.
My voice is sufficiently shot, and I have a show tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm going to be on with Brit Happens at 5 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time. Based on what I've read on X, you do a great YouTube show. I'm not sure. Oh, Boston Brandy. Yeah, Boston Brandy for sure.
Yes. And actually, Boston Brandy is going to be, can I just plug her? She's going to be doing her very first show.
Oh, yeah?
On Resistance to Silence this coming Tuesday. So I'm very proud of you, Brandy. Make sure you're going to do great. You're just FaceTiming your friends, and that's what it comes down to. So you're going to do great. I know you're nervous. And then maybe you'll come here on Cab next.
Yes, you are welcome to come on Cab, Boston Brandy. You're welcome to be on a round table or whatever you want to do. You're welcome here.
And if you don't follow Boston Brandy, she is so amazing with words. She does these awesome TikToks. She actually just did a TikTok about the movement, and she's very, very creative. Hi, Nurse Deb. But yes, definitely her first show is coming up. So I'm very proud of you. Can't wait to tune in on Tuesday, Boston Brandy. Love you, girl.
Definitely love you, Brandy. Hope you'll come and have a meal of food with us. That one is going to be at Town Spa Pizza on Friday, 28 January.
No.
6 p.m.
Nope. 28th of January. We're in February, and this is going to be March 28th, sir.
28 March. I'm 2 months behind. Town Spa Pizza.
Yes.
In Stoughton.
In Stoughton.
In Stoughton. So if you want to come there and have a meal of food, we will be there and we can chat, make a reservation, etc. So that's for all of you. My initials are DJ. So let me say that. My middle name, Amy Positive Pathways, my friend, is the letter J. That is literally my middle name, is the letter J. Boston Brandy, start YouTube. Here's Nurse Deb. Hi, Bia, the D-O-double-G-A. The Canton Chronicles. Okay. So the Canton Chronicles is John Comeau's. Notice I want to do that. John Comeau's, his YouTube. He has started it about a week or two ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. He is an outstanding host. He's an outstanding intellect, and he's an outstanding personality, even if he is naked most of the time when he comes on this show. That notwithstanding, check out the Canton Chronicles. I am looking forward to collaborating with John at some point. We've talked different techniques, StreamYard, YouTube, and so forth, and I'm going to be there for John. I think he's going to be meeting up with us for the meal of food, but we will, you should never insure your voice because we do that. Thank you. I'll look for some insurance. More love for Boston Brandy. Boston Brandy. And yeah, it would be, she's going to try. So Detective Mullins is going to try to get there. And, yes.
Can I answer Amy?
Yeah,
Amy
please.
with under an hour. So that's nothing. Because, us North Shore girls got to drive wherever we want to go, whenever we want to go anywhere. So under an hour, you can get there.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay, so Valhalla, email again, please. Is calling, I'll put in chat, all beings one at gmail.com. Okay, so there it is in the chat. Calling all beings, the numeral 1 at gmail.com. And any of you can email me, call me if you want to talk, etc. I'm so good with people. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that, Boston Brandy, but thank you. The Naked News. That should be the name of John's show, is The Naked News. I feel like he's mislabeled that show. All right. I'm gonna say goodnight to you. As Detective Mullins said, please, if you would, even as you're checking off, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. It would be great for the show. I'll let BS say goodbye to you guys, and then I'll say goodbye.
Yes, bye. Thanks for letting me jump on. Like I said, I just came from that event, so I jumped on as quickly as I could. So, but it was a great interview with Nikki Haircuts. Good job to both of you.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
We're honored that we're the first show that he's ever been on. I'm very surprised. He's a great guy, and I will 100% be inviting him back on.
Absolutely.
Tell John I said hi, Detective Mullins. And thank you, mods. You guys were fantastic tonight. I really appreciate you. I thought we had a great show. It was extremely positive. Thank you, Sherry D, again, for being so generous with the memberships. That was extremely kind of you. And on behalf of all of the mods and Bia, this is DJ saying peace out. One love. We'll see you down the road. And we're always wondering what is up around the bend.